Now in this question, a tennis ball is dropped on the floor from a height of 4 meters. It rebounds to a height of 3 meter. If ball was in contact with the floor for 0.01 second, what was its average acceleration during contact? So if I draw the diagram of this particular situation, then if this is the floor and this is the ball, then this ball is dropping on the floor in this direction. The initial motion is in this direction and it is dropping from a height of 4 meter. This height is 4 meter. Then it is in contact with the ground for 0.01 second, because it is rebounding from here, so it is in contact for a very short time, 0.01 second, and then it rebounds, it again go up, but it goes up to a height of 3 meter. So I'll make it like this. It again go up to a height of 3 meter. So this will be the maximum height. 3 meter will be the maximum height achieved after the rebounding. So this, in this question also, we can divide this entire journey into two parts, the downward motion and then the upward motion. So I'll write here for downward motion. Now for downward motion, since it is dropped, you should notice the words very carefully from now on. It is dropped, that means it is not thrown, that means its initial velocity is equal to 0. So I'll write the initial velocity equal to 0. Acceleration will be equal to plus of g, because the acceleration is in this direction and the ball is also moving in this direction, both are in same direction, so acceleration due to gravity will be positive. Let us say that this height is equal to h1. This 4 meter height is equals to h1. I am using a general notation. In the last we will put the values. For now we are using variables. So we can use third equation of motion, v square equals to u square plus 2ax, and we can write it as v1 square for downward motion, the final velocity, the velocity at this point, v1 square will be equal to 0 plus 2g h1. So we can write v1 equals to root of 2g h1. This will be our first equation for downward journey. Now for the upward motion, it is starting with some initial velocity, and this initial velocity will be equal to the final velocity of this particular downward motion, but for now we are going to take it as v2. So let us say that the initial velocity for upward motion at this point is equal to v2. Since it is reaching the maximum height, that means at this point the velocity is 0. So that means final velocity for this particular upward motion is 0. Now the direction of velocity is upward, the ball is moving upward, so direction of velocity is upward, but the acceleration due to gravity is still downward. So now since they are in opposite direction, so we are going to take acceleration as negative of acceleration due to gravity. And let us say that the distance covered, this 3 meter distance, is equal to h2. Now again we can use the same equation, third equation of motion. So it will be equal to and if you put the values, final velocity is 0, initial velocity is v2 square plus 2 into minus g into h2. So from this we will get v2 equals to root of 2g h2, and this we can take as the second equation. So v2 is the velocity at this point at the starting of the upward journey, and v1 is the velocity at the end of the downward journey. So that means on the same points there are two velocities, v1 and v2, and the difference between these two velocities is given by this time 0.01 second. This means that in 0.01 second the velocity changed from v1 to v2. So notice this carefully. The ball came down, it rebounded, and it was in contact with floor for 0.01 seconds. In this 0.01 second, the final velocity of downward motion changed into initial velocity of upward motion. The final velocity of downward motion v1 changed into upward velocity, initial velocity of upward motion, that is v2. So this means if we have to find the average acceleration, then we know that it is given by delta v upon delta t, where delta v is the change in velocity, that is the final velocity minus initial velocity. So it will be equal to, final velocity is v2 at this point. We are only concerned about this point. The question is asking for during contact. We are not concerned about what is happening before and after it. At this particular point, the final velocity is v2 and initial velocity is v1. So delta v will be equal to v2 minus of v1. v2 minus of v1 upon delta t. Now v1 and v2 are in opposite direction. So we have to take one of them negative. So let us say that downward direction, if we take negative, so that we get a positive value of average acceleration, then it will be v2 minus of minus v1, because v1 is while the ball is coming downward and v2 is while the ball is going upward. So both directions are opposite, so I am taking v1 as negative. You can take v2 as negative also, it won't make any difference to the question, to the answer. Now we can substitute the value, so it will be equal to v2 plus v1 upon delta t. We can substitute v2 and v1 from here. So v2 is 2gh2 plus root of 2gh1 upon delta t. That delta t is given as 0.01 seconds. So now h1 is 4 meters, h2 is given as 3 meters, g we are taking as 9.8 meter per second square. So if we put this, then the average acceleration will be equal to 2 into 9.8 into 3 plus 2 into 9.8 into 4. This part you will do yourself. I am directly writing the answer. If you solve this, you will get the average acceleration of 1652 meter per second square. So in this question, this particular part here at the point of contact is important. That's why we divided and we found the final velocity and initial velocity at this particular point. The final velocity of the downward motion and the initial velocity of the upward motion are v1 and v2 respectively, and the change from v1 and v2 happens in 0.01 seconds. So using these three values, we are going to find out the average acceleration, and we can do it like this. So this will be the solution to this question.